Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the new iMacs in this video, and we'll cover the other ones as we go. So, we're going to start out with the new iMac lineup. I want to start out by saying, wow, they have really took a step in the right direction with these iMacs, guys. 24 inches across the board, except for one 20-inch. 24 inches. Moving everybody into the 24-inch category is going to be great for everybody. More screen real estate, better on your eyes, all around better experience. Now, we can get into these options. They give you a 2.66, a 2.93, and a 3.06 options. 2.66 is the low end, 20-inch model, 2 gigs of RAM, and 320 gig hard drive for $11.99. Standard iMac. You get the new NVIDIA GeForce 9400M graphics in the 20-inch. Okay. Let's select it and see what options you can option on the 20-inch. You can option a terabyte hard drive and 8 gigs of RAM. Of course, it's really expensive because it's from Apple. Sure to be cheaper aftermarket, but regardless, you got to use 4 gig sticks in an iMac. So 4 gig sticks are definitely more expensive than 2 gig sticks, but the options are there, and you can now have 2, 4, or 8 gigs of RAM in your desktop iMac, up to a terabyte hard drive. And like I said, the NVIDIA 9400M. Great options for the base low-level iMac. Now if we get into the 24-inch iMac, you really start seeing things shine. 4 gigs or 8 gigs again, 4 gigs standard, so anybody who buys a 24-inch iMac is going to get at least a 2.66 2-core with 4 gigs of RAM. Okay, now this is going to guarantee an experience out of the box that's going to run any operating system or just about any application for the Mac that you need it to, and you're going to have a good experience. It's not going to be some $300 machine. You go out, install Windows 7 on it, and wonder why you can't use all the features. No, if you buy an iMac, you're going to be able to use every single feature of the operating system. And it's not going to be no little cheap crap, and this won't work or that won't work, which you get on the PC side. With an Apple, you get a complete, full experience, even though it's a little more expensive. For what I'm getting, 4 gigs of RAM, 650 gig hard drive, and for graphics, we're getting... let's see, what does it say we get for graphics here? The 9400M for $14.99. So we're getting a 24-inch display, 4 gigs of RAM, the good 9400M, and the reliability of a Mac plus the iLife suite and all that. $14.99. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, if you move on up to the top end iMac, $21.99. Of course, you can install the 4 gigs or 8 gigs. But now, the iMacs have the ATI Radeon HD 4850 512 option for $50. Now, if you get a 24-inch iMac, 4 gigs of RAM, with even a 2.66 processor, and an ATI Radeon HD 4850, there's not a game on the planet you're not going to be able to play. Because if you Google Crysis on the iMac, you can see Crysis being played on the iMacs now, let alone with an ATI Radeon 4850. So the iMacs have shaped up into a definite contender. Even on the $17.99 model, you can, with the 2.93 processor, you can option the ATI 4850. So a 2.93 Core 2 Duo, 4 gigs of RAM, 24-inch display, OS 10, iLife 09, and an ATI Radeon 4850. Did I say that already? $19.99. It's Apple. It's the design of Apple, the quality of Apple, the all-in-one of Apple. This is not like some $300 desktop. It costs a lot more to manufacture an all-in-one. This is the most powerful and most wonderful optioned iMac to date. Now, I don't know if it can use the new displays. I know for a fact the new Mac Pros can use the new displays, the 24-inch displays, because they have the DisplayPort on the back. But the iMacs, I'm not sure. But all I know is the iMac has shaped up to be an extremely powerful desktop computer that anybody's going to be happy with. The new Mac Minis are wonderful. We can go over them in another video, but they have like 150 megabyte graphics now, internal graphics now. You can get 4 gigs of RAM in them and a 2.2 processor. Really shaped up to be a powerful little desktop system, a real powerful, a contender now to people not only entering the Mac world for the first time, but for somebody who wants a Mac in their living room or just a personal Mac of any kind, really, for desktop use. The Mini is wonderful now, and they've done a good job. And I'll dedicate another video for the Mac Pro all to its own. We got a lot to talk about with that one. So this is my view of the iMac. Goddamn wonderful. I give Apple's kudos, and they have done it again. OS 10, guys.